morning. How are we doing today? Good. My name is Hope Belair. I'm a digital marketing specialist here at Punchmark, for those of you who don't know me. I see a few familiar faces in the crowd. By a show of hands here, who's trying to increase their e-commerce business? Great, that's what I thought. So today I'm going to be showing you how to set up shop on Google and Facebook. These are two very integral parts of advertising your e-commerce business online. So the topics covered today are going to be Google Shopping and Merchant Center, like I had said, Facebook and Instagram Shop, and what to expect when you're advertising with those. So why is Google Shopping important? Who here has a Google Merchant Center already set up? A few. Awesome. So Google Merchant Center is important for Google Shopping, especially because you get to promote all of your products organically. It's very pertinent to your business for people who are searching on Google for, let's say, necklaces or fine jewelry. It's a good option for you to have all of your products uploaded on Google Merchant Center to promote, even if it's not paid. You will still show up on the first, let's say, 3 to 5 pages, at least one image. So what is Google Merchant Center? Google Merchant Center is a free platform for Google to promote all of your products. It includes free listings as well as paid. Obviously, paid is a little bit better. You get to come up a little bit further up on the list, at least the first page. And paid listings are often promoted through Google Ads and Performance Max or shopping campaigns. It does ensure that products stay up to date through a data feed that is refreshed every night around 12 a.m., depending on when you set it up. So it's all, very changeable based on your preference. Setting up Google Merchant Center is quite easy, actually. So if you have a Google account, you just go into merchants.google.com and put in your website domain. From there, you're going to have to verify your website, verify your phone number, address, all that fun stuff. From there, it's going to ask you some specific questions like tax information, whether items are approved or disapproved based on Google's privacy policies and all of that fun stuff. But once your feed is uploaded, it'll take about 24 to 48 hours, generally speaking, for all of your products to show on Google if they are approved. Now, something that I find when I'm setting up Google Merchant Centers for some of our clients is that not every piece of jewelry is going to be approved. It's never 100%. It's just kind of the way it happens. But the majority, let's say 10,000 products are approved by Google Merchant Center and 500 are kind of left to the wayside for a multitude of different reasons, whether it be identity of the specific jewelry, if it's missing a G10 or something that Google just doesn't love. The fun thing about Google is that it always changes. And it doesn't like to let us know that it's going to change. So we do our best to try and approve as many products as we can, but just know going in, you're not going to have 100%. So once your feed has been approved, again, you can expect your products to start showing up organically surrounding your store. So based on where you're from, it's kind of like a state by state thing if it's being pushed organically. If it's paid, then we actually have the power to target locations based on where you would all like to advertise your products. We can go nationwide if you have that budget. We can go East Coast, just your state, or a few specific states based on Google Analytics and what your locations are showing the most website traffic is coming from. Do we have any questions on setting up Google Merchants?
ask for another email on them like you're doing things.
Oftentimes, yes. With Google, it will push out a CSV file that basically just showcases all of the things that are wrong with the products as why they're not showing. Sometimes it's as little as like an image issue. Others, it's like they want the gender of the jewelry. So it all depends. But from there, what we can do is take the CSV file and see what we can do with it. If we can go to vendors and say, hey, update this, great. That's what we go for. Yep.
Have you seen any difference between your products and vintage products?
Well, so when your feed is re-uploaded every night, it does push the new products out first. It will upload them. As far as what shows up, sometimes it's kind of odd, especially if it's organic and in the product search. So if someone's searching for an estate ring and you have a multitude of estate rings on your Google Merchant Center, you're going to show up. It just might not be the best vintage ring, let's say, that you have. I remember actually, Alex, we had a Face of Jesus ring, I think, that kept showing up for quite some time. So sometimes you actually have to go into your Google Merchant Center and filter it out depending on, what you're kind of looking for, what you're trying to push. Yep.
Is like the advertising stuff and those people buy more companies do that. You guys provide like where I keep figuring it out.
Hey, yep, good question. So promoting your Google Merchant Center through Google Ads is actually relatively easy. Of course, myself, and the digital marketing director, Stuart, we do offer assistance with all of that. We do create asset groups and all that. We can handle all of Google's nuances, let's say. But as far as you're going in solo, I haven't ever seen Google reach out to us and say, hey, if you need support, here's a representative. They're very much like, here's some recommendations, but their recommendations are always kind of to get the most penny out of you versus actually advertising for your business. Really. Yeah. Yeah. Yep, so on our end of things, we can't, not on Google Merchant Center. So that would actually be through the vendor that is providing. So what we could do, again, like the CSV file, we can go ahead and get a list of the GTIM products that are having issues and send it over to the vendor and say, hey, we need this updated on our website. From there, I don't know if there's a manual way to do it on the back end of Site Manager. That might be more of a Jason question, but we're working on figuring that all out, just because vendors seems to be a little bit of an issue right now. It seems to be like a brand number. I'm not 100% sure, honestly. I think it's like a specific product number for the GTIN. It's basically just a Google tag type of thing. I believe it's something specific, but I'm actually not 100% sure on that one. Any other questions? So what does Google Merchant Center need? Your Punchmark website Google shopping feed is provided via the edge on the back end of your website. It's quite easy to set up. There's a little under integrations in Site Manager, you'll see Google Shopping, and it'll have this little URL that you'll put in to create your feed that uploads every night. From there, you're going to need, obviously, your business information and verification, whether or not you want to verify that at the jewelry store via the jewelry store phone number or your own cell phone, doesn't really matter, but it will not approve any of your items until both of those are verified. So phone number, address, and website domain. From there, you get to choose delivery times and shipping information. So this is based on a flat percentage or, you know, a flat rate, depending on your region and all of that fun stuff. You can also integrate with carriers like FedEx, USPS, UPS, all that fun stuff. And your tax information. So this is actually funny because it's very easy for tax information to be set up in Google. They direct you to the tax information sheet, and based upon where you are, you choose the states or countries in which you want to be able to ship to, and Google will automatically calculate that for you when they're going to Google Shopping and purchasing a product on there. Any questions on this? No, Canada as well. Yep. Yep. Actually, I believe I did set that up. I went into your Google Merchant Center and that's all good now, but yeah. These are just some of the steps that we see as soon as you're setting up your Google Merchant Center. You're going to be hit with these 3 prompts. Again, business address, claim your website, and your phone number. Google's not going to let you miss this. It's going to be very in your face and like, hey, we're not going to be approving any of your items until you get this done. So here's an example of product data in Google Merchant Center. Again, like I was saying before, we have age group, availability, brand, category. It uploads all of this from your website. So if you can go in and change anything, like if you do change anything on a specific product or brand on your website, the next time it reloads, this will change. Now for the fun stuff. We have some common product issues found in Google Merchant Center. And as you can see, we have a few landing page issues, image issues, and there we go with the missing values. So if you see anything with the triangles, like missing color, missing gender, again, the G10, right? That's not going to hinder your performance too poorly on Google Shopping. The ones with the exclamation points that are red, those products are definitely not showing. So that could just be you sold a product yesterday and now it's, no longer available on your website. They're going to flag that on Google for us to review. But as far as, again, like this client had about 6,000 missing values for color. That's just a vendor issue. Uploading the data on the back end in that would be fine and solve that problem. But again, it's not necessarily hindering performance in this way. You're going to see a lot of yellow and triangles, but you're still very much getting the attention. Any Google Shopping questions? Yep. Yep, so that's processed through your website. It'll go directly, as soon as they click on it, it will go directly to the landing page, and from there, add to cart, and they're good to go. Mm-hmm. Yep, same thing. That's actually a really good question. I think mainly because on Google, it will kind of tell you what the price will be based on the state that they're in. Right. Yeah. So you know how when you're seeing like a product show up on Google, you have like, let's say 1,500 and then free shipping at the bottom, all of that good stuff. It just kind of, it's a nice preview.
Are there ever issues that there's like a shared address like we have, like our owner has their own jewelry line now, so they just use the dress. Like we're creating that for both the store and the separate website for that jewelry line, like to share the address. That be a problem, do you think?
I believe so. So you're saying that you have two different websites with two different products, but you're using the same address. Yeah. I've never run into that before. However, I don't think that would be an issue just because, I mean, I believe, you know, two companies have shared the same space before type of thing. Have it be good. Yeah.
It's typically recommended with Google Shopping that if you have multiple locations, the primary location address, you might run into issues if you're trying to double down on the address.
Yeah. That's Stuart, our Director of Digital Marketing. Any other questions? All right. So now we're going to be talking about creating a Meta or Facebook shop. The benefits of Facebook and Instagram shopping are numerous, but top three, I'd say, are brand awareness, broadening your reach to different audiences, and consistent refresh of your products. So your Instagram and Facebook, I'm sure most of you know, are the heart of your brand of your store, right? That's where you're advertising, how your jewelry is being sold, your atmosphere, you know, whether it's relaxed or by appointment only, all of this fun stuff. Within your Meta business settings, you're able to set up campaigns with your products that can consistently be refreshed. So with an Instagram shop and Facebook shop, what differs from the Google Merchant Center is that you can create sets, essentially. So if you wanted to showcase just diamond pendants, you can go ahead and create a set in your Commerce Manager that just showcases diamond pendants. From there, you will get a prompt on the top right-hand corner that says, advertise set and shop. And once you can do that, it will go in and it will create a category. So even if it's, again, this isn't paid, this is just organic. It's kind of like creating a landing page for your Instagram shop, essentially. So it's a little bit more curated, a little bit more easy to use, and it's not so product heavy right off the get. You guys can kind of choose between diamond pendants, diamond studs, gemstone jewelry, all of that good stuff. And again, much like Google Merchant Center, you can refresh your feed every night or every week, depending on what cadence you want to go for. How many people in here have a Google, or excuse me, a Facebook shop set up? All right, awesome. That's good. So again, setting up your Facebook shop is quite easy. You're going to head over to business.facebook.com. And from there, you're going to log in to your Facebook account. You're going to create your product feed, much alike to the Google Merchant Center. We have the URL right on the back end, and you can plug that right in. From there, again, once your feed is uploaded, you can head over to your product feed in the Commerce Manager section. So Facebook's a little different from Google in this instance, where as soon as you create a feed, it's going to upload all of your products. But again, it's going to take about 24 to 48 hours to see whether or not there are any issues with this. But it's going to look like it's live right away. From there, you can finish the last steps of the process by setting up your shop. Again, if you want it to just be singular products, all you have to do is advertise your entire inventory in your shop, or you can create sets like I had mentioned before. We generally do recommend sets just because if someone's going on to, you know, your Facebook shop or through your Instagram or something like that, they're going to be looking for a specific thing. And having to scroll through, let's say, engagement rings pop up first, and they're looking for some hoop earrings. if they have to scroll through a lot of engagement rings to get to those hoop earrings, it's not going to be as beneficial for your business. Any questions on setting up a Facebook shop? Okay. Now, Facebook, again, is much like Google in that it likes to change often. It doesn't like to tell us. So what we find issues with on our product side for Facebook differs a little bit in what we see for Google. We have mainly images for let me back up. So Facebook actually doesn't like to right off the bat tell you what's the issue, right? It'll just say this is rejected, find out why if you click here. Once you click in there, it's generally images, image links that aren't working, or again, something small or minuscule like a gender of a product. And again, I mean, there are a multitude of different things that we can do. It's going to come out as a CSV file again, and we can go through and edit products based on, whether they're not showing because they're out of stock or stuff like that. Instagram and Facebook are just a little easier on maneuvering all of that fun stuff. Any questions on issues on Facebook shops, or does anybody have an issue?
Oh, I always get items flagged that have any kind of animal name in them, and it says like it's like an animal product, and I write back like it's not making an animal product, it's turtle shoulder, it's hard like a penguin, it's not a penguin, and they still like reject it sometimes. We have to like design for getting around that.
Interesting.
Also, like things like channels get flagged because I think they think it's infringement on Chanel. And I'm like, this is not Chanel, this is a type of setting style. So I get that a lot too.
Well, so when you go into Facebook and kind of tell them like, hey, this isn't actually an animal, what is their general response?
It will come back rejected. It won't really say that your items are rejected.
Interesting.
I know. So sometimes I think about like trying to speak the animal name out of the description if that runs it through, but then how are they going to find it?
That's what I was going to say. I mean, so for that specific, let's say product, or is it like a multitude of products?
It's a lot of products.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think there's a way to get around that as far as like just changing up the description or the title, depending on, what's coming up first. So if it has like 18 karat gold penguin charm, maybe just, 18 karat gold charm. And from there, I mean, still someone who's searching for charms is going to find it, let's say in that instance, and they'll be surprised it's a penguin. But as far as getting around Facebook's stuff like that, again, unfortunately, we do have to edit the descriptions and titles a little bit on it. Any other issues that people are running into with Facebook shop right now? Awesome. So now this is the fun part. We get to advertise. We get to optimize your shop for Google and Facebook. So if you are advertising your products on Google and Facebook, it's very important to have a healthy budget behind that. So flat rate, let's say it's about $300 a month minimum to get started. We recommend $500 just because that's going to get you the most bang for your buck. That's going to promote your business, get you the most impressions, get you the most clicks, and hopefully e-commerce sales. So depending on your location targeting with your ads, this number could increase. Again, if you are going nationwide and advertising to every state, you're going to see a lot of impressions. But again, budget-wise, when you are advertising, the better the budget, the broader the reach. So if you are going nationwide, I definitely wouldn't recommend like $500. I'd say, bump that up a little bit just because you are reaching all 50 states. From there, if you want to just go to your entire state, that's totally fine too. 500 is, again, a very healthy budget to start that. So the fun part about advertising Facebook and Google is that we get to create ad groups. Facebook is a little easier with this, at least on my end, in my experience. And we can filter ad groups based on brands, products, all of those fun things. Google's a little bit different. Google creates asset groups, and from there we have to kind of go in and specify what products want to be shown in a little bit more steps. It's still very straightforward and simple as far as, they're going to give you the prompts. They're not going to let you fail. They're going to give you the prompts of what's showing up in your Google Merchant Center and what you want to advertise, and you can create the asset group from there. When you are advertising products on Facebook and on Google, we recommend that it stays under 1,500 for the product price. So anything under that price point is most likely to get an e-commerce sale. In fact, Facebook won't even let you showcase any products that are over $10,000. They will flag it and they will reject it. So some hot brands right now that we're seeing do very well on e-commerce, Facebook shops, and Google Merchant Center in this case is Shy Creation and Gabriel & Co. Those are doing very well right now. And again, just, those brands that are a little bit lower priced, a little bit more, I guess, Gen Z friendly in this case too, right? We're trying to target younger audiences with the e-commerce, is getting those lower price points. So any fine jewelry that has, a lower price point, I'd say go for it and go ahead and set up shop for that. Any questions on advertising in shops, Facebook or Google? All right. Oh, and to finalize, we do actually recommend, so when you are setting up a Facebook carousel, let's say, it's quite easy to kind of set it and forget it, because Facebook is going to, refresh your products on the back end, hopefully. Sometimes they like to throw us for a loop, but they're going to refresh everything. We do recommend updating brands or what you are advertising on product carousels either biannually or quarterly, on a quarterly basis. We find that a lot of the products or a lot of the optimizations can be done within 2 weeks to a month. And from there, we can really push the products. So having, if you're targeting the same audiences and if you're targeting the same locations, you want to constantly kind of refresh them. Because if they're seeing the same ad, right, and they're seeing the same products, that's great. That's awesome. You're still getting that brand awareness. However, they might want to see something a little different, a little new. So that's when we would recommend kind of just keeping a constant refresh with that and hopefully getting more commerce sales. Sure.
The link that you guys provide for the shopping, does it still have only a max number of products that it uploads? And then does it automatically exclude those expensive items? They're not.
Okay, yes. So the link actually will upload your entire portfolio on your site. So it's not, there's no cap on that. As far as if it's over 10,000, it's just going to automatically reject it. It's going to still upload, but it won't show. So it's no harm, no foul on that one a little bit. We can also go in and see what's being flagged over 10,000 and delete them. But again, in the next upload, it's probably going to bring them right back. Yeah. So kind of just good to have them there. Unfortunately, it does look like it's a lot rejected, but from there, it's good. Any other questions? So what to expect when you are advertising on Facebook and Google for shopping? You are going to get a lot of impressions, a lot of impressions. We saw in 1 month, I believe it was about $100 a week on Google, and they got over 600,000 impressions. You can expect the click-through rate, or the amount that your ad is clicked, in this case, to be below 1 to 2%. That's normal. We often see about a 0.6% click rate on ads, just because your products are being viewed so much in this case. But that being said, click-through rates for these kinds of ads are very low, and that's what we like. So we on average, see about a 50-cent click-through rate between Google and Facebook. Facebook does tend to be a little more inexpensive, but both are you're getting the most bang for your buck. You're advertising your business, your products, and getting the most impressions while your products are being shown. So with this, again, yep, CPC of, let's say, 40 cents to $1 for Google Shopping and 15 to 85 for Facebook. Any questions on this? Sure. So in my experience, Pinterest doesn't do all of that well as far as like uploading your inventory on there. I've personally never advertised for Pinterest, so I can't say myself, but from the clients that we've talked to, it's not really worth their time from what I've seen. Any further questions? Yep. It would be about the same. Yep. Yep. So that averages about $15 a day to start for both Google and Facebook. Anything else? Yeah.
So as far as like the funneling them, what do you do with like people who actually click through that 1 or 2% click through, do they get put in that category and market down further?
Yes, I believe so. So on Facebook and on Google, actually, you have audiences that you've reached before, or similar audiences, like I forget what exactly the word is, but you can target those that have seen your ads before, and you can also target those who are like the people that have seen your ads before. So it's very simple, it's very easy to do, especially when you're going into the audiences on Facebook or Google. It's just a drop down, and it will show you how many people have clicked on your ads before, and you can target them again. Same thing with similar audiences. Yeah. That is something we provide. So we have a bunch of digital marketing packages. And if you have any, if it's not product related, let's say you have an event coming up and you have images that you want to promote via Facebook and traffic ads, then you can send it to us and we take care of the rest. Yep. So it would be whatever, kind of package you choose from us as digital marketing, and then additional ad spend for whatever you want to put behind your ad. Yeah. Any other questions?
So I had a Facebook page for about 15 years, and I never set up a business manager or ads manager, if you wanted to do that at a Facebook shop?
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. So if you do have a Facebook, let's say for 15 years and you don't know the business settings or business side of things, you're going to have to, again, dive into business.facebook.com. And from there, again, it'll be a step-by-step process of getting your page to be a business and verified through that. It is very important to have the business settings and business aspect of your Facebook page, because that's ultimately going to bring customers in. Again, products, brand awareness, all of that good stuff. Location, hours, fun things. Any additional questions about anything? Instagram, Facebook, Google. All right. Thank you so much for listening to my setting up shop presentation. I'm going to be followed by my boss, the Director of Digital Marketing. Do you have one more question? Sure. Mm-hmm. Yep, so I would recommend just, I believe the second one you said, just creating an entire catalog. Yeah, so if you're trying to go and have not all of your products set up and not all of your products uploaded, then you can create your own catalog of, let's say, 25 products. It's going to be a little difficult just because you're going to have to either manually upload them or use filters within the scheduled fetch feed upload to dwindle those products down to what you want to show. Thank you so much, guys.